The 2018 New York Public Library article encouraging people to read genealogy books includes a section on the benefits of reading these books to learn lessons for writing your own family history. We'll talk about those lessons here in part 5 of our look at that article. The article says, published histories of other families can teach key lessons for writing your own, and many examples of what to avoid. Many published family histories are simply boring recitals of facts. While still useful for establishing the family chronology, these dry compilations do little to bring family history alive. Authors who manage to convey the characters of their ancestors, not merely their dates of birth, marriage, and death, are the ones that will continue to be read by an audience far beyond their own family. And the same will be true of the family histories compiled today. Consider this vivid description of Jose Balou in An Elaborate History and Genealogy of the Balous in America, published in 1888. It says, spicy songs delighted him, and many such he could sing with glee, as well as recite from memory. He liked a merry dance with strains of lively music, even down to old age. He had strong passional affections, and like too many of that type, failed to realize the happiness he sought in that direction. Neither his affectional, domestic, or financial experiences were enviably fortunate. The author, Aidan Balou, displayed a refreshing willingness to expose family foibles, a rare quality in a genre invented especially to valorize family pedigree. Apparently, the members of other families who published family histories were all sterling, exalted, honest, industrious, upright, noble, heroic, courageous, valorous, modest, energetic, fearless, exemplary, estimable, commendable, and or admirable in countless other ways. The Balou description does go on to say, in the flattering vein, he had many social qualities and commendable characteristics, in spite of some wayward proclivities, and commanded the general respect of his contemporaries. More candor, expressed with tact, of course, at least when living relatives are involved, will make your own family history more accurate, useful, readable, and entertaining. Instructive is Aidan Balou's portrayal also of his ancestors Ezekiel Balou and Ezekiel's second wife, Nellie Parkhurst. It says, they had their commendable domestic and social qualities, but not always a smooth and sunny pathway. Doubtless, it would have been brighter and happier could they have mastered adverse circumstances, and by living more in the upper story of their natures and less in the basement, which, in greater or less degree, is true of us all. A few telling details are often enough to capture essential characteristics of family members, and thus bring them to life for future generations. A poignant example is in David Benton Jr. and Sarah Bingham, their ancestors and descendants, and other ancestral lines, where the author documents the life of George Vermilia Benton, who committed suicide by throwing himself in front of a train. And he documents George by recalling his touching bent for hero worship. He was an enthusiastic admirer of men of genius and renown, and was much given to commenting on their greatness. And especially do we recall his intense interest in Abbott's Life of Napoleon, published serially many years ago in Harper's Magazine. And with what excess and glow of speech he recounted the marvelous achievements of his hero. Similarly, the plucky spirit of Mrs. Agnes Craig Moorhead is captured forever by the following vignette highlighted again in Samuel Craig Sr., pioneer to Western Pennsylvania, and his descendants. It says, once when she was expecting company and on hospitable thoughts intent, her husband objected to having a chicken killed, reminding her of the price for which it could be sold. But instead of having the desired effect, she killed two. Including an apt quotation of an ancestor's characteristic remarks can accomplish the same purpose. For instance, what better way to reveal the character of Mrs. Adele Garages, a correspondent of the newspapers, than with these words of hers? I hope I have written nothing meretricious, and if I have occasionally slipped into a truth in too plain a form to be entirely palatable, it has been my only triumph. And that's in Genealogical Records of Henry and Eulalia Burt, the immigrants who early settled at Springfield, Mass., and their descendants through 9 generations, from 1640 to 1891. For many more tips on writing your own family history, come to one of the New York Public Library's regular free classes on writing your family history. Bonus: once you have finished, you can add your family genealogy to the Milstein Division's invaluable collection of family histories for the use and appreciation of future genealogists and historians. In sum, the New York Public Library article encouraging people to read genealogy books points out 3 primary lessons to learn from these books to apply in writing your own. And they're all under the heading of Spice Up Boring Recitals of Facts. Number 1, expose family foibles. Number 2, add detail. And number 3, include apt ancestral quotations. This 2018 New York Public Library article next addresses the history of family histories at the library and how to find these books. Check out that conversation in part 6 of Why Read Genealogies.